I can tell you that Brock Purdy is very excited to have Mike Evans aboard. And I can also tell you that Mike Evans thinks that Brock Purdy is a potential NFL MVP.
True professional, really underrated player. His first start was against my Buccaneers back in 2022, and I saw right then and there that if I play with him, I feel like I can help him out a lot. And he's already a really good player. I hope I can help him get to where he wants to go in his career, and that's be a Super Bowl champion, potential MVP, and just have a great career here in San Francisco.
That was from Mike Evans' first press conference as a member of the San Francisco 49ers. We'll play the whole thing here in just a second, but I do have to note that Evans credited George Kittle as being the biggest salesman for him to join the 49ers. Evans also said that the Buffalo Bills were a major contender for his services. He wanted to go somewhere with a good quarterback. The Bills obviously have Josh Allen, but Evans picked Purdy and the 49ers. Remember that, as Mike said, his first career, Brock. Remember that, as Mike said, Brock's first career start was against Evans and the Buccaneers. So this all traces back to 2022. Have a listen to the full introductory press conference for the future Hall of Famer.
It was always going to be hard to leave Tampa. I was there 12 years. A lot of friends out there. My family has friends out there. My kids built a life there, my wife. But football wise, this was the best spot for me, for sure. And I've always appreciated how the Niners went about their business on the football field. And, I got some guys here that have always told me great things about this organization. And I've always loved the way Kyle calls the games. Well, first off, I did my research on a lot of teams that I was looking at. I was looking at, contenders, guys with good quarterbacks, obviously. Um, so I was looking at here, Buffalo Bills, teams that needed a number one wide receiver. But when I got on, I like this place. This was my number one spot on my own. And then I talked to John and Kyle, and it solidified it for me. So I've always been a fan of Kyle, like I said previously, and he just talked about how he sees me in this offense, and it just made me even happier. And it was a no-brainer, really, after I got on the phone with him. A team that always compete, even with the injuries last year. I think they went 13-4. I mean, I feel like they were one piece away, and I think that I'm that piece. And I look forward to coming here and improving that. I mean, I love money, obviously, like everybody else, but yeah, that's true. The money was not the biggest factor for me. Like I said, it was just football and something that I can be excited about. I'm super excited every time I come to Levi Stadium and I see how the crowd is and I see the energy that they bring and the rich history of the San Francisco 49ers. It just excites me. So I feel like it's giving me a second wind in my career, and that's why I chose to come here. I've talked to most of the guys already on the team. Um, great players, great dudes. I knew a lot of them from Pro Bowls and just seeing them around the league after games and things like that. But George is was the biggest salesman. I mean, George sold it big time, and he's a big reason why I'm here, just because the type of player and teammate that he is. He's a true professional, really underrated player. His first start was against my Buccaneers back in 2022, and I saw right then and there that if I play with him, I feel like I can help him out a lot. And he's already a really good player. I hope I can help him get to where he wants to go in his career, and that's be a Super Bowl champion, potential MVP, and just have a great career here in San Francisco. Well, I will say I do understand when receivers throw tantrums and do that because everything that we do, like we're relying on somebody else. So if we got shut down or we have a bad game, like what I mean, the quarterback or the O-line, like it's easy to kind of throw blame. I've never been that type of a guy or player, but I kind of understand like some receivers, their livelihood and their reputation is on the line. Um, so I get it, but I've thrown tantrums before for sure. Like y'all have seen it. It's more of a not getting the ball, just not winning. It kind of, or officials. So that was a lot earlier in my career, things I've had to deal with, but I've matured a lot since then. I mean, it just seems like the culture is great here. From afar, like I said, I know some of the guys, but I'm not in that locker room. But you can see the product on the field, the way that they play, game in, game out, no matter who's in the game, guys stepping up. You can tell it's the culture in the locker room. That's the only way that you get that type of success. So I look forward to even adding to that with my veteran presence and leadership. I always feel like I got to prove something. Um, I always feel like I can be better. And I want to show that I'm still, who people believe that I am. And that's one of the best to ever do it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks, Mike.
Thank y'all.
Talk soon.
I'll see y'all later.
So that was Mike Evans' introductory press conference. Those of you who might have missed my reporting on the contract, the base value of this is actually less than Cooper Kupp's deal with the Seattle Seahawks last year. That was 3 years, $45 million base. This was 3 years, $42 million and change. So worth between 14 and 15 million per year. Mike confirmed, as you heard in that interview, that money was not everything for him in this contract. He wanted a chance to win a championship. He wanted to maximize that chance. He loves Kyle Shanahan's play calling. He likes Brock Purdy, but we already talked about that. Another piece of news from earlier this morning, Robert Beal Jr., the former 49ers edge rusher, has signed a one-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. Up on my roster spreadsheet, I have a free agency tracker that you can check out. You can see where 49ers players who were scheduled for free agency this year have signed, if they have signed. So, of course, I added the Dolphins to Robert Beal Jr. Edge rusher out of Georgia, former fifth-round pick of the 49ers. The restricted free agents tendered or offered a contract from the 49ers were Jake Tonjes, who re-signed with the team yesterday, Sam Okuwan, who has been tendered at the right of first refusal amount of $3.5 million. The rest of the restricted free agents not tendered, so Beal is the first one to sign elsewhere. Still waiting on Chase Lucas, Kalia Davis, Teron Jackson, Austin Pleasance, exclusive rights free agent, has re-signed with San Francisco. Other free agents to leave: Kendrick Bourne to the Cardinals, Sky Moore to the Packers, Jordan Elliott to the Titans, John Weeks, Eddie Pinheiro, Patrick Taylor Jr., Garrett Wallow, and Nick Zakel. Unrestricted free agents at one point, or at least pending unrestricted free agents, have all re-signed with the 49ers. Still expecting Thomas Morstead, the punter, to re-sign with San Francisco. So there's your brief update. Whenever the 49ers do make their next move, we'll be live again. Thanks for watching.